CDC recommends schools include trans and LGBTQ plus curriculum for student health. Just days after Christmas, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention republished a self-assessment tool urging teachers, administrators, school health staff, and others to become an awesome ally by advocating for LGBTQ plus causes in school. The document cites multiple LGBTQ plus activist groups, including a division of the Southern Poverty Law Center. The CDC's Division of Adolescent and School Health posted on Twitter on Tuesday saying, quote, "School administrators, our LGBTQ inclusivity self-assessment tool can help you quickly gauge inclusivity at your school. See your score today and learn ways to increase inclusivity," end quote. The document, known as the LGBTQ Inclusivity in Schools, a self-assessment tool, appears on the CDC's youth website in a section for schools and under the drop-down Tools for Supporting LGBTQ Youth. The tool includes 4 assessments, one each for all users, administrators, educators, and school health services staff. The tool also includes 3 scores: Commit to Change, Beginning to Break Through, and Awesome Ally. The document notes that it includes resources from non-governmental organizations, quote, focus on improving school inclusivity, and that the resources do not represent the CDC's official opinion. The document further notes that the self-assessment tool is optional, not required, but it touts the document as, here a quote, a focused, reasonable, and user-friendly approach to identify strategies to increase LGBTQ inclusivity in schools, end quote. Wow. I stammered through that a bit, but I went to the website to see what all is there, and it is vast. I mean, it is really full on. Mm-hmm. I mean, they have the terminology and the resources. It's really pretty amazing that this is happening.
And
it's a positive.
And the sad part is half the states will not touch it. Or see it. Yeah. I mean, teachers in Florida and Texas and other conservative states are never going to be allowed to even use it.
Or even refer to it.
Or to breathe the words.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. For me, sometimes I think that the federal government needs to get involved more in the national level when it comes to education policy, because we are allowing, the crazy to run the asylum.
Mm-hmm. And interesting in that the arguments for state decision-making allow the states to do it, except the majority of the budgets of the individual state schools are federally generated from federal funds. Mm-hmm. So the CDC, or the Department of Education, for example, has every right to set policy. The one thing that I think is super interesting here is it finally makes the connection from the CDC. What should jump off the page for people listening to this story that we've just reported is that the CDC is making observation that for health needs of the trans community and a marginally discriminated group, class, which is LGBT, is improved in their health because of what we do in schools. That is, I can't honestly remember a connection that the CDC has made in that level. And that is really valuable because, yes, whole cadres of people are going to start pointing fingers at the CDC and say, see, this is what they do. Well, yes, there's a whole cadre of other people that are going to say, see, this is what they should be doing, which is to make the connection of how do we improve the health care of our children in our schools, and here are some of the things that we can do.
Mental health is health. I mean, a lot of times we don't recognize it, but mental health is part of a healthy life.
Yes. Yeah. And to your point about the states that won't see it, or the schools that won't see it, the CDC has already suffered based on the pandemic, because those are the naysayers. So the CDC they're not going to pay attention for that reason as well.
And maybe a portion of this will get through, just as long as this report doesn't, for trans or LGBT, require face masks. As long as that doesn't.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Lara are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. like this broadcast, and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ+ community.